Abusua mama kwa bamfam na ke Black Media. Abusua sawuru ani ekokopie mu ewo Kolebu Teaching Hospital a putupurun kai ba efiri oba ne se eye fridges akese a ewo honom Motuary honom no fridges no asesei ama enamso ama nkrofo edi omamu ekokogu honom a afi wo bekọ no na se nipa ne ye nipa kokọ a wo bekọ no na sebi enipa no wa ye tuntuntuntuntum so enipa tuntum so a wo bekọ no na ono so wa bele aba be ye kokọ enamso ama nkrofo ntimi identify eye omo dead bodies ewo honom na abusia ede ne kofa asade wi nyina ebaye tiawa ene se eye dumso a ekokoso na enamso ama eye mpanifo bi ewo MPP mu Dr. Matthew Poku prempemle bi etwa mu kase wo omode ndenye dumso na emom edum siesie no eno na enamso ama Kolebu Teaching Hospital Motuary ewo honom ama eye fridges ewo honom asese na afi enamso ama emu enso edededa honom esese abusia ye ko akwaji nchiremu abla na ya abrefo ene eyo panipa ono nso eye adwuma ewo eye Kolebu Teaching Hospital Mr. Mustafa enkodi nkomo emresisie
fridges ye fridges ever motor na enye adwuma
almost enye adwuma papa
almost enye adwuma papa nti me frɛ HOD any mortuary manager obi amose omo ye fridges ansai
do no affect fridges no ne condition
Debbie anka almost problems with your fridge anka ye be more because these are human beings who have lived, who have passed on, and then you need to preserve them. You need to give them the greatest of respect.
Yes.
So it's something that we take very seriously. So nobody will sit and allow a fridge to spoil and you put a relative of others there. So there are some other methods that they use, even in cases where you don't have fridges working, they can embalm the body and then keep it properly.
But they were explaining so those that have been embalmed, they are no problem anymore. But the ones that haven't been embalmed, you know, or more now, they need to be identified near the and issues for.
No, that even if they are not people who are identified, we still need to keep them because these are bodies that the authorities are interested in. They will have to come and do some kind of identification. Sometimes people lose their relatives; they are unaware that they have passed on and they are in the mocks. So we still need to preserve them so that when they come for the identification, the bodies will not deteriorate to such an extent that they will not be able to identify them. So this is it is very strange. And then if you realize from last week, there's been a trend about people deliberately throwing out issues about Kolebu and the mortuary in the media. So you see that it's a
how do you mean? Why do you think they would deliberately throw issues
how do you mean? I mean, just last week, we our mortuary manager was due for retirement, and then we prepared to get replacement for him. We duly conducted interviews and got somebody actually appointed. Appointment letter has been issued. The person works with the sister agency of the ministry. So the person needs some time to plan and then transition to Kolebu. And because of that, we anticipated that there may be the gap. So a contract was duly awarded, legitimately awarded to the mortuary manager, so that he will hold the fort until this person is appointed.
Yes.
And then this was thrown into the media that somebody has gone on retirement, and that mock is a very sensitive area. You need an experienced hand that can handle the place. And then we do it. This is a critical service. So that is why we do that. And the person will put out such confidential information in media space. And now this week is about fridges. Our fridges are working.
But do you all those who repair the fridges asamba ho a omo ka omo be ho adwuma no mo de omo ka be busu minsia
This is a very good question. Let me explain that. You know, we work with the procurement law, and if somebody provides goods or services to you, the law allows you for a gap so that you issue payment within the period of 3 months. So, and these are long-term suppliers that we have been working with. They are long-term suppliers we work with, and then they understand. If they are not happy with our mode of payment, they would not. They would have ceased working with the Kolebu for a very long time. But they work with us.
You said 3 months.
For several years.
You said 3 months, but they are alleging now it's about 6 months.
But we have not received any complaints from them. That's not to say that we don't need to pay them. But I am telling you that we don't have any issues with those suppliers. If the machine breaks down and then we call them this morning, they will turn up and then fix it. Because it's all not about the money. We know they're in business to make profit. But sometimes they also know that it's service to humanity. So this is no issue. Have we placed a call to the suppliers to hear this complaint from them?
Well, Jordan,
I will be doing that after this engagement,
right?
And I will give you feedback,
right?
That they are saying that there is no problem between them and Kolebu.
But do you have a standby generator for the mortuary?
No, we have a
plant
standby generators for the hospital, the entire hospital,
but not the mortuary. It's not connected to the mortuary.
For the mortuary, yes.
Why is it so?
But the mortuary is part of the hospital, so if you have a combined, that is about it's about 4 megawatts. That is the combined capacity of the genset that we have. About 4 megawatts to supply electricity in terms of power outages.
Because the last time there were DUMSOR Tema Hospital, General Hospital, now they had a plant, but then supply baby. Some of the what can I say, departments be light when lights go off. And according to some of the mortuary attendants, that plant doesn't cover the mortuary.
That our plant does not cover the mortuary.
Yes.
This is something that I need to look into. But as far as I know, a survey was done before these gensets were supplied to the hospital, and it's supposed to cover the entire area. It's something we can go into and then find out exactly what is happening. But just to tell you that the main issue is about the fridge is not working. That clearly is not true. The fridges are working, and then we are giving maximum preservation to the bodies that we have.
Do you think this thing that is going on?
Sometimes what happens is that Kolebu morgue is working as the city's morgue. Anybody that they find anywhere, if it's in any level of deterioration, but they'll say take it to Kolebu morgue. And then we have such bodies in there. They come in a state that is already in a decomposing state. Exactly. So when you go there, you find some of these things. You find you see some of these bodies, and then you may assume that the bodies are getting bad, but they have already been brought into the mortuary in a bad state. But for the effectiveness of the fridges, one cannot even work there. But because we have good fridges, they are able to serve and then cover some of these bodies so that the stench is controlled.
Did you think some of these allegations are all urban and saying is targeted towards the CEO? Because recently there was a press release from associations within Kolebu, a doctor for pharmacists for the CEO no Nejuman Shadan Shani. I say Otukwa yen sign check biya or honokra so the human as a relation with the Juman for no Shadan Koyi. The time as soon as I buy person extended the Juman and Kebea ma buy extended. Do you think all these things are geared towards or no one casa as the CEO mo pese free huntina sani meyeba?
If people have written, I mean we have freedom of expression and freedom of speech, and they can express their opinion. But what we know is that the hospital is working. If CEO travels, we still have our things done for us. He hands over to medical director or any senior member to act on his behalf when he's not around. So these are things that people are just throwing out there to create the impression that all is not well in Kolebu. As far as we know, the hospital is working. Patients still come to the hospital. I tell you that in a day we receive between 1,500 to 2,500 patients in a day. And about 10% of that number is admitted for care. So if things were not going well, will they come to this hospital? They will not. They will not. So as we always say, we all work here, and then we need to be very careful. And we all need the services of Kolebu. For the past 100 years, Kolebu has contributed significantly to the healthcare sector of this country. In terms of training, in terms of research, most importantly, in terms of healthcare delivery, we all need it one way or the other. So when some of these stories come, please let us verify. Let us verify before we go to town. Otherwise, we undermine confidence in the hospital, and then before you realize, we'll have no Kolebu.
Among some of these things,
when people in other countries bring their patients here, many countries within the West Africa sub-region, their go-to place when it comes to advanced care is Kolebu Teaching Hospital. So if we start putting out and pumping such negative stories into the media space, that will not help anybody. So, my sister, we are entreating. So if you hear some of these stories, let us verify and then engage. Let us verify.
These stories are brought in by the workers of Kolebu. The press release, they themselves bring some of these stories out.
Saying that, but before,
and that is why we call it to verify the truth, because
exactly what we are also pleading is that when they bring it, we can talk about it before we decide to publish whether to publish or not.
For instance,
we are saying that you should not publish. But let's do the background checks. And then once we are sure that this is about what, you can go ahead and then publish. But if you don't have the opportunity to do, now they publish and then we have to come out and
Mustafa, me ya akra my friends, I am a friend umfa. Na me catch see you crazy me friend in tenya. Also cry and come no start here and then
sometimes I will send message. Maybe you meeting and but I will send message. I respond by all means.
Mate, you don't want to say na pay name come out here.
And
thank you so much.